The UK is officially out of double-dip recession. Well, what does that mean? Is it just the Olympics? Should we start spending now? Having a good old right-roaring Christmas? Let's ask Jonathan Davies, economist and wealth manager. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Nikki.
So, is this very, very good news? Should we all breathe a sigh of relief, or is it temporary?
The politicians in power and the central bank, the Bank of England, Mervyn King, or as I like to say, a.k.a. Benny Hill, will certainly be breathing a sigh of relief. But no, this doesn't change anything whatsoever. We still have vast government debt. We still have households up to their eyeballs in debt. We still have millions of households who are between a £50 and £100 a month from going under if the cost of living rises more. 80% of the planet, China, EU, UK, effectively US, are still in recessionary conditions. The fact that we didn't have negative growth, a fall in the output of the UK in the last quarter, is totally irrelevant. This country hasn't grown annually for 6 years. And until they stop the ridiculous policies of handing the bankers £100 billion a year, printing money, so far we're now up to nearly £400 billion, and with the lowest interest rates in history, so savers are totally unconfident as to what's going to happen, so they're not spending. Retirees are getting rubbish annuities because of low interest rates. There is no way we're going to get sustained growth in this economy until they totally do a 180-degree change in their policies.
So why on earth would anybody be excited then in delivering the news that we are out of double-dip recession? Isn't that very misleading to a country who aren't all economists, who can't see the minutiae of how we are going to get back on our feet on a more permanent basis? Isn't this slightly misleading?
Welcome to the real world of realpolitik. Whatever government is in power will always spin. The last lot did it, and of course the current lot are doing it. The reality is that just because we grew a bit in the last quarter, and everyone knows it was down to the Olympics and the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, which are non-recurring, that does not in any way change the
Surely the Diamond
economy.
Jubilee would have lost us money because we had an extra day of holiday, didn't we? Wouldn't we have lost money then?
Well, indeed, but there was big spending in advance of the Jubilee. There was big spending of buying tickets for the Olympics, which, believe it or not, contributes to the GDP number. Statistics are lies. There are lies, damn lies, and statistics. So that's what's happening here. The economy is dire. This whole year, 2012, there will be no growth in the UK. That will be the 6th year in a row that we have had no growth.
For those people who believe that spending stimulates the economy, who will now think, right, I will in fact go and spend money for Christmas and start to relax a little bit, are they making a big mistake?
Well, no, everyone's going to make their own decisions. If they've got loads of money in the bank and they can handle the shocks that are arising, then good luck to them. But the reality is, if your household is up to your eyeballs in debt and your job is shaky, note that although the politicians are crowing about unemployment going down, what they're not telling you, and frankly neither is the media focusing on this, that it's the high-paying jobs that are going to part-time, or indeed people are losing high-paying jobs and going to low-paying jobs. So yes, unemployment is falling, but they're not retaining high incomes. Thus, in aggregate, incomes are falling while costs of living are rising because of the decimation of the currency that the Bank of England keeps doing in order to help the banks, because they say by helping the banks we help the economy. Well, do you know what? They've been doing it for 4 years. I don't see any difference. All I see is the government racking up more and more borrowings, paying more and more interest, which is coming from taxpayers. This has to stop.
Jonathan Davies, thank you so very much for talking to us this morning.